Hi, this is Jackie,
Hi, this is Diana.
and this is Homebodies Only, where we welcome all bodies to join us as we break down and dissect Max series. And we are back. It has been
How long?
over a year
Has
since
it
we
really been
recorded.
over a
Well,
year?
since we published, yes.
Oh,
I looked, it
I
was
can't
May
believe
31st,
that.
2023.
I didn't realize it was that long.
My hair's longer. I've gotten younger. I
Yeah,
don't know. It's amazing.
yeah,
We
not
are
I.
talking about Somebody Somewhere, Season 3, Episode 1. It is called Margarini. And we are very excited to talk about Somebody Somewhere. That's why we came back. And it is the final season of this show. I don't know. Someone I know said, well, like maybe they'll go to Netflix or something like that, but I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't know. Well,
okay.
we'll see.
Maybe a spinoff.
Maybe a spinoff. We're doing, yeah, a spinoff. Could it be called?
Nobody anywhere.
No, nobody nowhere. Nobody nowhere.
Nobody.
We changed the format of the show. So the format, I'm going to do a little recap of the show that I pulled from the internet. I didn't really write all of it. And we're going to do love, hate, I can relate, laugh, cry,
Okay.
speech language analysis or psychanalysis, one of those, one or the other, and then or both. I do have on here questions answered question mark because we had questions at the end of season 2, and then I did also put predictions for the season. So let's get into it. This recap was done by Margaret Fremont from vulture.com. Some of it is my words, some of it is hers. So I wrote, Sam is bartending. We figure out she's started bartending as one of her jobs, and she's looking into rescue dogs.
Mhm.
They are celebrating Trisha's divorce with Margarinis. Trisha is dating multiple guys. She used money from her See You Next Tuesday pillow empire to buy herself an Escalade. The summary doesn't completely go in order of the episode. She put together like what happened with Trisha kind of in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So even Trisha cancels plans with Sam when they have a planned hangout at the last minute to go on a date. Sam's left with the directions on how to heat up the enchiladas she made and her Pinot Grigio, which she doesn't even like. She's also left hanging by her friends when she swings by Brad and Joel's church bake sale, because she thought people were going to want to go out afterwards. But the newlyweds, Fred and Susan, are headed to their couples fantasy football league. Also, I threw in there because she didn't have this in here that we find out like Fred has to watch his diet and proposes they play baseball or softball. I'm not sure which one because they talked about gloves instead of going to the chef. So that was upsetting because that was like her thing with them. So at the bake sale, Brad and Joel have to clean up and then they have to run bake sale leftovers to a senior center nearby. Joel invites her along, but you can already tell she doesn't want to, be a third wheel. Also, Joel tells her he sold his house. He's worried she'll be upset that she won't be making money off of helping him with the little rental business he had going on. But on top of that, it means that Joel will be officially moving into Brad's house. And we know that it's just another example, this is what she wrote, of someone Sam loves moving forward and making changes. She checks out Pepper at the local rescue, a dog she's been eyeing on their website. And by the way, it's Bridget Everett's dog in real life named Lulu.
It kind of makes sense given
Yeah.
how the dog was behaving.
Oh, the dog was
yeah.
calm. Oh my God.
That's awesome. Well played.
Sam has been adamant that she's not going back to her parents and farm now that it's not theirs anymore. They're renting the house out to a man she and Trisha refer to as Iceland because he's from Iceland and also they don't understand how to pronounce his name. She doesn't want to see some stranger wandering around their home. She can't bring herself to do it. Eventually, though, Trisha's unable to pick up Iceland's rent check and they need the money, so she forces Sam to do it. Now, Fremont wrote this. Iceland is a man who is, let's call him rough around the edges and has very little to say. Now, she wrote, something interesting happens. Could it be? Is it possible? Is Sam flirting with this guy? Obviously, it's flirting in a very Sam way, which is adorably awkward and a little rambling, asking an Icelander, are those northern lights like really a thing? And yet, through Iceland's quick, unkept beard, you can see him smile. He finds her charming, and then I put in there, and he has a dog, which I thought was a big bonus. Anything else? All right. Let's start with love. Pepper. That was my first one.
Duh.
Joel and Brad discussing the kitchen. I did love that part. And the fact that they're going to play baseball or softball because I love that sport. I mean, I loved just it being back in general, I can say. So what do you got for love?
Yeah, I would say the same. I loved being back after obviously not realizing how long it's been. Um, I also I put it under made you laugh, but also love. I guess
Yeah.
it's a combo. I loved and I can relate. Man, there were so many connections here, but I'll
Oh,
keep it
yeah.
in I loved when Joel and what's his name were at the house.
Brad.
Brad, right?
Brad?
Brad
Okay.
and Joel were at the
Yeah.
house and they were trying to figure out the kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah, I have that.
That was me.
Yeah, I have
That
that.
is
And I
me.
thought of you.
Oh
Yeah.
god. And so I would just say I love that because I think I've told you this story about see, and it kind of isn't I can relate. I'm sorry, but it's hard
That's
with
okay.
they're kind of intertwined. So especially when he was talking about whatever for the counter, I don't know what appliance he was talking about, but
The
I
vitamin.
immediately the Vitamix, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember the time? I think I told you the story about when I bought the air fryer because everybody had an air fryer. Did I ever tell you this story? So
Something's
I get
familiar.
the coupon at the Kohl's. I had the Kohl's cash, whatever. I'm like, I'm going to get an air fryer because everybody's got one. I have to have one, right? I
Yes.
get this thing home and I immediately start like getting hot and sweaty,
Panicking.
trying to figure out where am I going to put this on my counter? Because if you've been to my house, I don't like things on my counter. Like there's like knives, what needs to be on there or whatever
Mm-hmm.
that you right. I bought the air fryer, completely sweating, trying to figure out where to put it out, and I was like, I can't keep this, so I returned it the same day.
I think you did tell me that story.
I
Oh my
just
God.
can't commit.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Oh, you should just put it in the closet or something." I'm like, nah, see, no, I'm like the Pyrex with it looks like a museum.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so that's what I loved.
Well, with his it was
The
Corningware.
Corningware,
Yeah.
the Pyrex
I
Corningware.
have
Same thing.
actually been to the Corningware Museum
Oh yeah, in Corning, New York.
in Corning, New York. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's neat. Yeah.
Anything else for love?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Hate that we didn't see the neighbor yet.
Correct.
Um,
Correct.
I hated that Trisha dissed Sam for a date. I thought that was kind of messed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially because they planned it and stuff.
Yeah. I just didn't like hate quote unquote like the Trisha storyline was good or whatever, but I was like, I don't really like this that much. Like what we're doing here. I don't know. It was a little over the top. It was like,
because she had all these guys.
just
Like
it was
like there
a
must
little...
be great pickings in Manhattan, Kansas. That's why
Yeah.
all I kept thinking. I was like, who is she dating?
Like, are you on
There's
Tinder?
Slim Pickens
Like,
at our age. Like, well, I don't know how old she is supposed to be, but
yeah.
Slim Pickens around many
I
places.
don't like that Sam doesn't like Pinot Grigio because I do love a good
Yeah,
Pinot Grigio.
that bothered me. But I also hated when Pepper got adopted.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on.
That's that's
All right, I can relate, which I think you can too. I have a feeling singing in her car, like singing in
literally
the car, like
the first
belting
thing I
it,
wrote.
like belting it, and then also getting like pissed off you can't hit that high note or something. Yeah, totally. Walking out of the bar and it's still daylight, where you're like, oh wow.
Right.
I mean, that doesn't happen a lot, but that's happened before to me.
Like at brunch at our age, it's like you go out for
Yeah.
like a mimosa and you're like, oh right.
Oh snap! It's still especially if like you're in a darker bar. Making her, wallpaper or whatever that is, screensaver on her phone, a pic of the dog with her. Done that. Watch it. Oh, well, Fred has to watch his diet, right? I think probably because cholesterol, and I have, high blood sugar. Apparently a pre-diabetic. And so I have to watch my diet.
Oh my God.
Which is ridiculous. I also, believe it or not, I don't have any control over this right now in my house, but I don't like appliances on the counters either. I hate it. I hate it. Well, the one extra one we do have is the toaster oven. It's not huge, but we have that out because it is used like every day. Like my parents actually put theirs away, but they're always like, okay, they take it back out. They use it a lot. But yeah, I don't like appliances. I have a small kitchen and it's a whole other thing. But yeah. What about you for I can relate?
The singing in the car as if you were performing a concert.
Yes.
I can relate. I have a black caddy. It is not an Escalade. It is much smaller, but but I can relate.
Yeah. Well,
The
it looked a
tip
lot like yours. I mean, I was like, that's Diane's
that's way
car,
bigger.
isn't it?
Yeah, mine's
That's way bigger. Okay.
mine's the smaller version.
So what's yours called?
I
It's not
Are
an
you thinking of the
Escalade.
white one that I used to have, the XT6? So it goes like 4, it goes XT4,
Okay.
XT5, XT6, Escalade. So I used to have the 6 in
Oh,
white, and then
okay.
I got the
Yeah, the
5
black.
in the sport, in the black, yeah.
I didn't know it was that much
I got like
smaller.
the
I
little
don't know why.
sister. Like the baby
Okay.
sister. Not the baby sister,
Okay.
the middle child, we'll say.
Yeah.
And I'm the baby of the family. Go
There you
figure.
go.
My sister has the baby, Caddy. Yeah. Um the tip jar and waiting for them to sort of like see you so you get the credit for putting the
Oh,
tip
yes.
in. I
Mhm.
do that all the time. I'm guilty of
I do
that, we'll
that
say.
too. Yeah.
I always like, I'm like, do I get a little side eye contact? So I'd be like, oh, have a nice day. You know, I
Like, you
want like
want them to
credit for
know. Yeah,
putting
you
the,
want them
because
to
I'm a
know that
cash
you
tipper.
tipped them. Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Especially if I
Even if
pick
I
up,
use my credit card, like, I want to
yes,
throw, yeah.
I always do. Like anytime I'm like tap a pay and add the thing, I put no because I
Mm-hmm.
put the cash in
Yeah.
because I like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's so I can relate
It's
to
better for
that.
them too.
Pictures on the fridge. I'm not a fan.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah,
have the
things on the
same.
fridge. I've had to, as a mom, agree to some things on the fridge. We have the calendar on the fridge. There's a couple of things, but the front of my fridge, I have
Front of my
nothing
fridge
on
doesn't
it.
have anything.
But on
I
the
don't think it can take
side,
magnets. On the side, we
yeah,
have.
on the side, I do have some things.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Okay. All right. I think cry. I mean, when Pepper was adopted. I mean,
Yeah.
and then when I mean, that whole ending, like when she calls Joel and he can't talk,
hmm
and she did, the whole, like,
What
that whole
about
part.
when she was like driving up to the farm and then walking through the house? That made me
Oh,
so
I
sad for
think I
her.
got,
Like
I
I
did
just can,
feel sad. I did feel sad
yeah.
because I thought about the dad.
Yep.
I didn't actually cry, but I did cry. Did I forget to do laugh?
Oh,
I forgot to do laugh. I did cry first.
oh, those made you cry?
Pepper being adopted made me cry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when she calls Joel and he can't talk to her and she's crying on the phone,
Yes.
that made me cry. But I
Oh,
forgot to
okay.
do the laugh part.
Oh, geez. We're all over the
Sorry.
place.
We're
See,
a
we're a
little
little
rusty.
rusty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to do the cry? Do you want to do
Sam
your
going to the
cry?
farm, walking through the house, and
Yes.
Pepper. All things Pepper.
Okay. Okay. Laugh. So first of all, when they were having the margarinis and Trisha says, I'm no one's person. And Sam's like, I'm no one's person and look at me. And Trisha starts crying. Even though it was kind of predictable, it was so funny. Like
Yeah.
it was very good. I laughed because I thought that Trisha had your car. Like I thought you literally had the same car as Trisha because I'm so like apparently I have no concept of size.
No, her thing was,
when it comes to
her
cars.
thing is like a bus.
Yeah. Yeah. Trisha's sitting in the Escalade and Sam saying you look like a little potato.
100%. That's what I wrote down.
Yes. Oh my God, when she's petting Pepper and she says, do you like fantasy football? And she's like, no,
Oh.
or something. Then she's like, do you like cheese? We love cheese. And I used to feed my other dog a lot of cheese. This one I'm a little more careful with because she seems to be allergic to stuff. So I'm like, can I give her cheese? But she wants the cheese every time I'm eating it. So I just, do you like cheese? Like the way she said it. Oh, the tiny spice rack that was on the counter at Brad's that he's like, it's a family heirloom. It was like this big. I don't know. That made me laugh. It's also the way Brad says things. Like,
yes.
His delivery is so good.
Yes.
That made me laugh. Okay. What you got?
Other than those fun things, CCQ, cheesy con queso.
Okay.
I was right out of the gate. I was just done.
CCQ.
She's like, CCQ, it was a CCQ. And I'm going, I was like, oh my God, cheesy con queso. Duh. Yeah.
Was it, chili con queso? Wasn't
No,
it chili
cheesy. Well, cheese con queso, right?
That doesn't make sense. Con queso means with cheese.
Oh, right.
In Spanish. I think it was
chili.
Chili con queso.
Yeah, but if you get queso,
queso is cheese and con is with. So
right. Wow.
I'm pretty sure she said chili con queso.
Chili. Ew, gross. Then I don't know if I want chili in my con queso. I was thinking cheesy con queso because that's what I used to call it back in like high school and college. Like I would go like to like when I'm home, we would have like chips and dip, or cheesy. We called it cheesy con queso. I
Oh
don't
my
know why.
God.
We were
You literally
probably
said cheesy with
drunk.
cheese. Cheesy with cheese.
Sounds about right. I could still remember sitting at the table at like my friend April's kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
and definitely like all in the Tostitos, and we call it cheesy con
Okay,
queso.
so
Like, yeah.
that's awesome. I love it.
Anyway,
Okay.
cheese and cheese.
All
I
right.
love cheese.
Do you want to do psych? Do you have a psych analysis?
I don't really have like not much, but I was really trying to like take in the whole relationship thing with like ever changing for her, and it was like trying to figure out where she's at, but then the letdown of Pepper, like where you didn't just
Mm,
take the risk,
yeah, she
right?
didn't
Of
do
just
it.
going for it. I mean, I
I
guess you
know.
got to give things like that. That's a big change and a big decision or whatever, but like then she missed out or like,
Yeah.
so it was kind of like a combination of that and then looking at the prediction side or if my questions were
Mm,
answered. So
yeah.
what about you?
For speech language analysis, I liked the Margarini thing that they combined, I believe, margarita and martini. That was good.
Yeah.
And then I looked up, okay, so I got stuck on the guy's name, Iceland.
Iceland.
And I
Yep.
wanted to see, so I had the closed captions on. I wrote down like how to write his name.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the problem. And then I listened to it and I wrote it, I phonetically transcribed it for myself. So it's Vilander Hartensen. And it's the way it's spelled, like Vilander is spelled Viglunder. So the VIG kind of throws you off, right? And then his
Mm-hmm.
last name is spelled Hjartarson. So like that like double consonant thing screws you up.
Mm-hmm.
And he says it like Vilander Hutchinson. Like he said Hutchinson. Like he's like, and I'm like, you could have said it slower. Okay. So I had to analyze his name because that was bothering me. Okay. The question's answered. Yes, Trisha is dating. Sam is
Mm-hmm.
driving the truck. Because I was wondering that.
Mm-hmm.
There is no mention of the neighbor. And I keep saying, yet. Here's what I have. Okay. I have a feeling he was filming something else. I'm not sure. I hope he's there. I
Mm-hmm.
know that because I follow him on Instagram. I actually
Yeah.
think he followed us back, our account. He had gotten, I remember he had like an announcement that he had gotten some other show.
Okay.
And you don't know how that, I don't know how that stuff works. I mean, you can be on two shows, but it depends on timing. And then there was the strike and I don't know, but we'll see. No Cooper charity. I think that the throwing the ice cream last season at the sign was the closure. We still don't know about their parents, exactly what the plan is. I mean, she did say mom and dad, they're both alive in the show still. Those were the questions, I think. Did you have any other?
There was another one about like Trisha and her sister's relationship that I brought up at the
oh yeah.
Like Trisha and Sam's relationship. It'll be interesting, like where that goes. Like now I'm like, oh, okay, so she's on her high horse about dating everybody. She's going buck wild. So it'll be interesting as that, because Sam, it looked like in that last episode, it looked like they were kind of becoming each other's person, and like, kind of connecting in like a sisterly, close bonding way, we'll say, and having fun and all that. And now, Sam's wanting to still do that is the take I got, and her sister's on a different page. So,
anyway. She also is her assistant. She's Trisha's assistant. I don't remember if that was
discussed. I don't know. They were.
She
helped her with the pillows.
The pillows. Yes. But she's her assistant. She had been getting money from the rental, but we do see her ask for more shifts at the bar, at that Hoppin' bar. I mean,
that I don't know if is a money thing or a thing to keep busy.
I know, that's what I was thinking, that she signed up for the Tuesday, Thursday after she found out Joel was moving in with Brad. Is that when that happened? Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I have one prediction.
Yeah.
I have a feeling this one is probably the same as you, that Sam and Iceland are going to get together and they will share the dog.
I did write here. I wrote 3 things. I wrote adopt a dog ? And then I scribbled out because of what happened, because I obviously made that prediction before she.
Oh, yeah.
So then I wrote, oh, maybe not. I said that too soon. Then I said something about the doctor, like Sam's going to the doctor. That it's going to be interesting.
Maybe.
So I have a prediction that something comes up with that. Maybe not. Or maybe it's just an awkward encounter. Let's
Right.
hope, right?
Right.
And then I wrote strike up a friendship with Iceland because of the dog.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Too. Or that being that first connection, or
Yeah.
liking the way that he talks, like he has stories for the pictures.
I love that part.
Yeah.
I should put that there. Love, duh. I loved
Yeah,
it
that's
when
right.
he
I did
talked
love
about the pictures.
she's like, what about that one? Her above her. She's
Yeah.
trying to figure it out or whatever, something or whatever. So that's it.
Yeah.
But I think you said in the hallway at school, you were like, it's like a cozy blanket or something. Like it's so good to be. It's just, I agree. It's just
good to be
like
back.
good to be
that
back.
That first like scene, I was like, it's like,
and we see we follow all of the cast on Instagram or whatever, and I'll see like the show, like the things that they're doing in the city, and I'm always like, I want to go, and I'll be like, I'm gonna text Jackie, and then I look at the date and I'm like,
we can't do it.
We can't do it like a Tuesday night. And
it's like Tuesday night in the city. We don't live that close. It's
but
like
that would be so much fun to go down there and go to one of their shows.
Oh yes, and
so
speaking of, I will put. It's not really speaking of shows. Speaking of the cast, since I guess we last recorded, I think we've recorded sooner than May 31st. We recorded the last episode of this May 30th, or we published the last episode of sorry, May 31st. I think we recorded after that for Abbott Elementary. I'm
good.
Sure.
Phew.
Yeah, but I still think we haven't
been like a year.
I think it's been a year.
Okay.
But what I was going to say was, I think since then, we've become part of a network called the BTRP Media Network, which has this podcast, Made with Jackie Hansel, and also No Rest for the Weekend, which is the person who created the network's podcast, Jason Godby. And he was at New Fest, which was, I believe, in Brooklyn. They had the premiere of this episode at New Fest, and he interviewed almost, I think, the whole cast, basically. And you can see the episode of No Rest for the Weekend on YouTube. I'm going to link it in the description. It's only 12 minutes long, but he gets nice blurbs from them. And he said they were all so nice. He said Bridget Everett was a sweetheart. He said they were really, really nice. So I knew they would be. I mean, we're going to be BFFs.
Duh. We're going out for teenies.
BFFs with all of them. Come on. All right. So you can find us on Instagram at homebodiesonly_pod, right? Don't forget the underscore. On YouTube, Homebodies Only Podcast. And on all audio podcast platforms, Homebodies Only. And we have homebodiesonly.com.
There's links for all of the avenues to go down.
That's right.
To find us. So.
That's right.
We're back. And we're back.
Right. And we're back.
Bye.
All right, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
This is the BTRP Media Network.